Welcome back, everybody, to Interesting AF.
Hello.
We are really excited today because we're going to try to be spicy today. I don't know how spicy we're going
Spacey.
to get. Spicy.
Spacey.
Spicy. And spacey. Yeah. Oh my God. Why did I miss that? Damn
Like,
it.
do I have to say it a
It's
third
like,
time?
it was right there. It was right there. Maybe I'm like buzzing from the espresso martini,
I
but
was gonna say I'm a little spacey from the cocktail
indeed.
I've included in this
What are we, Amy? Spacey?
one.
After one drink, she's a little spacey.
She's a
What?
little
But yeah, we decided to, I think after the holidays and after, everything that's going on, we, survived. But I think a lot of people we're disagreeing with people. We are having arguments about you know, how thing are and how the world is presenting itself. And I, thought we would, I think when we talk here, it seems like we're very much on, the same wavelength and the same topic, kind of the same
in the same
understanding of things.
galaxy. I could do
Yeah,
this all day. I could do
please
this
do
all
it.
day.
Because
All day.
clearly I'm distracted. And and I think, on this one, we want to talk about space and how we have vastly, I did it,
Hey,
different thought
infinite.
processes about that too. Ever expanding or ever shrinking, depending on what
Hey,
you're thinking. Yeah.
hey.
So I think we are going to talk about kind of our differing opinions about space and how we do that, because space does not freak me out in the least. I am calmed by the idea of space.
So this is where our disagreement comes in,
Yes.
because
I
there are
am.
things that have come to light through science that
Yes.
we now know to be true about space, where like my brain can't go there because it's too big for me to wrap my brain around, and then I don't like it. And I clearly
Yeah.
love space. I don't need to go
Oh
there,
yeah.
but like it's so amazing and incredible, and there's no way that we're the only living organisms in it, because we are such a small part of it. And I try to remind myself that when I'm freaking out about something completely inane. But um that's where we disagree. You are calmed by the vastness and
Yes. I am calmed, like in the sense that I was doing. I don't know if I think we've talked about this before. I did IVF, and one of the things that they talk about your drug, like the drugs that you take during your stimulation cycle, is that they can have different effects on you. And I had an inordinate amount of anxiety, and how I calmed myself down was by watching space documentaries. That's how my anxiety would go to a level zero. It would just be talking about the infant, like the infiniteness and like all of it. And I go, oh, and that's like, I think one of the times that I learned about the concept that of how how like some quantum physics, like think of time and how space and time are like they're linked. And
so
so,
I
yeah,
love
maybe,
that type of stuff. Like I love the idea that like if we see the implosion of a star, that because of the way time and space works, we're witnessing history, because that where it actually happened, the way that light travels and how fast it travels, and depending on where it happened, that could have happened 500,000 years ago, but we're just seeing it now because space is. So I love that part of it. But when then you get to the second part, which is we're only seeing it now 500,000 years after it happened because of how big space is, that's where I get like, what? Like
yeah.
that's
And
where
it's
I
like,
get like,
Because I'm wondering if it's like the concept of like not fully grasping what it means. Because yeah, like to a certain degree, you can be like, yeah, space is huge, and we want to be thinking about how it goes and how much space there is. But then when you actually think about it, you can't
That's where I get
actually
that's
fathom
where I
it.
get that's where I get uncomfortable because like yeah, space is huge. That's a concept I can understand. When you say space is infinite, that means we can't see the end of it. That means it's never ending. And that's when my head starts getting like that's not possible. It's not possible for there has to be an end somewhere, but there isn't. And like that's where my brain
Yeah.
starts to break.
And the concept that there is no end is because it's always expanding.
Right. But like to okay, to
To
wait to
what?
where? To where,
What's
to
be
what, to how, why, when,
okay.
where, who, what, where,
eh,
when, why. See, now I'm in the loop and I'm like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
yeah, like you're like yeah, and my thing the most, like the thing that I'm like getting into right now is what's beyond that. Because
That
what's it
no,
expand?
no,
Sorry,
no,
sorry.
go there, go there. This is
Yeah,
this is where we disagree. I don't want to go
yeah,
there.
yeah. Like
Go
I
there.
always go there. I always go there. I'm like, what's beyond that? And I was talking to my son about it, and he was like, "Mom, this makes my brain hurt." I was like,
It
"Yeah,
makes my brain hurt, dude. I'm with you. I agree with him on that one.
yeah,
Like it's amazing. Like my brain doesn't break because it I mean, of course it terrifies me, but it's also awesome. Like okay, great example. I love so Neil deGrasse Tyson I think is like he should have been on our list for dinner too. Like why the fuck didn't we
yes."
invite him? What
Why
are we
didn't you?
thinking?
Yeah,
I fucking love that guy. I saw him. I mean, he wasn't like the celebrity he is now, but like I went to the Hayden Auditorium in school growing up in New England, um, and have heard him do his thing like decades ago. But he is so smart and so fascinating. He also has such an amazing voice. I could listen to him talk all day, every day for the rest of my life and never get tired of it. Physics, Terry. But he said that the two best movies about space were Gravity and Interstellar. Two fantastic movies. Um, I think Interstellar has got to be in my top 10 favorite movies because I will
top
stop
10.
everything and watch
So
it.
good.
I love watching it on airplanes when there's like a little bit of turbulence. It's like I'm actually on one of the like I hate turbulence on flights, but like I'm like, oh, now I'm in the movie. Um,
That's such a
but
good hack, by the way.
right, like fantastic movie to watch. Um, when you know it's going to be turbulent. But the whole piece about the fifth dimension in that movie he said is actually like unbelievably accurate. The whole bit about like how much time they're losing on earth by choosing to travel further is accurate, and like that stuff I love. The space-time continuum, like I can have that conversation.
Yeah.
It's the idea that it is infinite but somehow also continuing to expand, like those sound contradictory,
Yeah.
and I just can't even imagine being in space and seeing, like looking out into that infinite abyss and being like it doesn't end because it's black, right? Like it looks from that perspective like we're in such a small piece of our galaxy that
Yeah.
like you can hear my brain breaking as I'm trying to like explain this. But the idea that like when you're at the beach and you look out on the horizon, you're like, look, there's the sky and where the beach ends, and
Me
that's
too.
like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. There it is.
ah, that's there it is. But
Right.
like
Yeah.
the idea that it would be infinite blackness is just insane to me. But I am rooting for the day that we get to Mars. Like, until recently, I would think that we were going to make that happen soon. Now, like, science is no longer a thing in this country,
No.
but
but we came out of that blackness.
So this shit I love.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So
we did. Every piece of us
comes from outer, people were like, oh, Earth created. No. Everything slammed into Earth for a really long time for us to be like a lot of people, and a lot of people don't realize, like, most of the like minerals that are on Earth crash landed here most of the time that were we were able to have for life. Like, the water we have is like from asteroids and like things that fell from the space to make us. We are mostly water, everybody.
Yes.
Mostly water.
As is our planet.
Yeah.
Which is not
for
flat.
now.
For now. Also, it's not flat. And if anyone who came here thinks the Earth is flat, you're at the wrong.
You could go.
Bye.
Just go.
Bye. Here are some of the other facts that I love. Things like the oxygen on our planet is not new oxygen. It's the same oxygen that Julius Caesar
was
breathing in and out of his lungs. Man. One of our former CEOs used to use this fact about how every bit of nitrogen on this planet, every human being that has ever existed on this planet has been in contact with the nitrogen that is in our systems and in our air and in our environment today. Like,
I love that.
That's that stuff. I'm like, feed it like directly into my veins and into my brain.
Well, technically it is, right?
Ayo.
Blammo.
But like, it's the infinite, constantly expanding, how small, like the tiny speck. It's not even like we're talking about one grain of sand on one beach. Like, we are such a small part of the universe. That I need to remind myself of that regularly, to be like, why am I so upset? Like, I don't know. And then I start thinking about how big it all is, and then I freak out again, and I'm like, nope, we got to go back to
we gotta go back
on the planet.
Exactly, as you should. And I think there's a certain relativism to that, right? And it's exactly like The Good Place, right? Which, whenever like Michael realizes, one of the characters realizes that like existence and birth is a curse, and existence is birth is a curse and existence is I'm forgetting the quote.
Like, is it punishment? I know we just used this the other day.
Yeah, exactly. And I was there where Eleanor, one of the other characters that's a human, goes, everybody is a little, like, humans are always aware of death.
Oh, birth is a curse and existence is a prison.
And there you go. Birth is a curse and existence is a prison. But like, to a certain degree, she goes, every human like is aware of death and is a little less sad all the time, right? And I think that's kind of like I don't know if that's what space is to us, because it is like death and space is like also very much linked in the sense that we have such limited information about it, that we
such limited time,
such limited existence, that you go, what does it mean? What does it all mean? What are we doing with our time? And then what are we, fundamentally, when does it end? Like, is it a concept of like, is death the end? Is space, like, is the end of space the end, right? Or does it go into something else?
We should be stoned for this conversation.
We're not drunk enough for this.
No, it's amazing. Another fact that I love seeing is like, in the history of the universe, as far as we know.
As far as we
Right?
know. Oh, mwah. I
Yeah.
love that sentence.
Yes, as far as we know. This moment right now, or like is I think it's like no, not moment this moment right now. The existence of us as like living, breathing humans on Earth in the timeline of the universe, we are 11:59 and 59 seconds before the changing of the year from 2025 to 2026. Like
Yeah.
we are such a blip as the
Such a
human
blip.
race, like as a in the entire history of the human race on planet Earth. We are such a tiny blip in the timeline that like it is so arrogant of us to think that like we are the center of the universe. We are not even remotely close. Or if we learn that we are the center of the universe, so be it. But like
Yeah.
it's fucking insane. And like I just did you watch Cosmos, the series? I can't remember who put it on, maybe Discovery, but Morgan Freeman is the narrator of
Um,
it. If you
oh
love
no, I didn't. I didn't. Oh
those
no,
types of
I've
shows,
watched so many. I watched the one that was like narrated by God. Now I'm missing his name. The guy who Zachary Quinto. He did the
oh
planets
yes.
one.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the one
yeah.
I
You
watched
should
when
watch
I was having my
Cosmos.
miscarriage. I watched Jupiter
Oh,
while I was like when miscarriage started, and I was like, I'm gonna watch a
huh.
space
Jupiter sounds
documentary.
interesting.
I was like, I'm gonna go watch, and you know why I watched it? Because one of my favorite planets is Jupiter, and the only reason why I love it is because one of the only reasons why Earth is so protected is because Jupiter is so big. And it usually, so any asteroid that could
Yeah,
hit
I love
us,
that.
Jupiter protects us from, because its gravity, like, so, any asteroid that would come usually comes through. And Jupiter, again, the concept of the massiveness of it all, like, we cannot fathom how big Jupiter is, right? Jupiter, and,
No,
not even to talk about like full on space, but like Jupiter itself and its gravitational pull is so big that any big asteroid that comes through our solar system is pulled by Jupiter's gravity and slams into it, and it protects us. It protects the Earth from being like massively, like the asteroid that
we could
killed
fit.
the.
I just looked it up.
Say
We could
it. Do
fit
it.
over 1,300 Earths inside Jupiter. The
Yep.
diameter is 11 times Earth.
Yep. Isn't that like wild, wild, wild? And so I think that's, why I love Jupiter and the Cosmos ones. Where did I think I've seen it before. I think I have. Cosmos. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up because I feel like I've seen it. I think, that's kind of the wildest part of it, that all of these things are like, how people go like, the accidentalness of
Yes.
society and what happens, like all of these little micro things that happened in the beginning of our universe is what led to us here to be like like how much is expanding, how much it's going, like all this stuff that's happening is really kind of where we are today, and it's bananas crazy. Like that's I think one of the things that and that's why you go like, do we believe in luck and do we believe in fate? Like you kind of look at the universe and you're like, maybe.
Yeah.
So it's quite the exercise to do, um, you know, fundamentally. And I think, like I said, I don't think we like disagree in general, but I think there's like a lot of like things that like within the argument itself that were like, wait, you know what? And I think it's the concept of talking about something that makes you uncomfortable, but you
Yeah.
pushing beyond that and going, maybe I want to learn more, or maybe I want to learn, because honestly, people, you will never learn anything unless you talk to people that don't agree with you. And have
100%.
and have have whatever line that you want for that, right? There
We
are
just did
some
an
lines
episode
that
about
people.
that. It's part of the reason we
Exactly
picked
right. Like
this.
Exactly. And there are lines you don't want to cross, and you are well within your right to be like, you know what, this person believes this. I'm not ever going to talk to them about this specific topic because we're not going to get anywhere, or I'm never going to talk to this person again because that's how they think. And that,
Yeah.
you know what? All good. However, we have to talk to each other in order to move forward as society, to understand where people are coming from, to learn. And remember, the people that have the most like outrageous like thought processes, like sometimes about people or things or events, is because they don't know any better and they don't know anything about that. And it's usually comes from a place of ignorance or a place of,
Fear.
and I mean the word ignorance in the sense of not understanding or not
Literally
knowing,
not
not
knowing or
necessarily
understanding.
literally not
Yeah.
knowing. And I think like going into and doing these like little like exercises of going, you know what, I space freaks me out and I'm going to still talk about it. Or,
No,
it's
yeah,
like,
totally. And parts of
and
space freak me out.
yeah,
Like
like,
it gets too big for me. It gets too big.
yeah, and it is too big. I mean, space, calm it down. Like,
Like,
let's,
girl, please.
girl,
You're so
reel it
dramatic.
in, reel it in.
So
Don't be so
dramatic.
dramatic.
What do you think, you're the
That's
center of
my,
the universe? Don't be so dramatic. That's my thing.
that's my thing.
Queen Jane.
Uh,
I think our
uh,
I think we need to like crown her the official queen of our podcast
I think
is
so.
Queen Jane.
Queen Jane. And I think that is fundamentally why I went to go see her, because I was like, there is no version of the universe or time or whatever you believe in that I will not have experienced this woman in this role, because she's made for it.
I wanted to work in factory reject dildos into my conversation with her, but it didn't feel right. So I did say like shut up fives of tennis speaking. So I was equally as awkward, if that makes you feel any better.
I doubt that, because she would have been like, "Oh, at least that's referencing a show that you've seen," and then she
I
was
did
like,
say, I was like, this can't be the first time or the last time you'll hear this, but like, shut up, fives, the tennis speaking.
"Oh my god." Um,
Jenna'sSide.com. I'm just not hearing it,
Jen,
Liz.
I'm just not hearing it, Liz. Like, I drank all the throwing wine. I love how she's pregnant in that video. I love how she's pregnant in that, in the like that
So
part
pregnant.
of pad of episodes, and she does like, to the writing, when she writes the movie to to the computer. I need to get one of those things that you clickety clack buttons and the ugly people have.
We're almost done rewatching for the millionth time, and by rewatching I mean falling asleep to The Office as our comfort show.
Yeah.
So I think 30 Rock is up right after that again because we haven't done that one in a it's been a few rotations.
Has your
So
husband gone through Brooklyn Nine-Nine? I know we are way off of the
no,
space
who
thing,
gives
but
a shit? Who gives a
yeah,
shit? We'll get back
it's our
there.
show. It's our
It's our
show.
show. It's our show.
We live in
We're
we live in space.
um we are in season, I think we're almost at season, we just started season 4. We're at witness protection program. Jimmy Figgis.
Ah, yes, Jimmy Figgis.
They
Jimmy
just caught
Figgis.
they just arrested Jimmy Figgis. So he's just coming back from Florida. I think we just
You
finished our
shot
last
him.
Florida episode.
You shot him.
I'm disgusting. Don't eat the burrito, Greg.
Don't eat it. I'm
I'm disgusted. Ugh.
disgusting. And I love
Uh,
how later it's like, it's okay to whiz in this thing, right?
I mean, of course not.
And then like you connect it to the burrito and you're like, oh my god, it's so much worse.
I love when they're in the car saying goodbye to Florida and he's like, goodbye, permanent
Bye.
sweat stain in my taint.
Yeah, that show genius. I swear to God. And
Ugh.
and the fact that they have Neil deGrasse Tyson on it.
He makes, see, there's our way back. He makes a
There's
great
our
cameo
in a
He
gym
does.
lifting with
Yes.
Terry, and he lifts so
Yes.
much more weight. And Terry goes,
Because
damn, damn, Neil deGrasse Tyson. And he just looks at him and he goes, physics, Terry.
and I think it's when Gina wants to learn about space, which I think is a perfect.
Yes.
And they like learn, they like teach her all about
What
it,
was,
and then they
okay,
dance.
do you remember oh my God, I'm forgetting the word for it, but do you remember like the rhyme, not the rhyme, but like what is the word I'm looking for? Then is it
Burn.
the pneumatic
Oh
code
yeah,
for
yeah.
the,
Yeah, the
what were
pneumatic.
you taught
Yeah.
for the planets?
Uh,
Which,
oh,
come on,
I never.
Pluto's a planet. Pluto's a planet.
Pluto's
Like, just get the
planet.
fuck
So
out. Pluto's a planet.
there's like all these kids songs now of like a hopscotch, and they like talk about how Pluto is a dwarf planet. And one of the
Mhm.
things that there's one of the songs, and one of the kids that's right now in my house, one of our favorite lines to scream at each other at daycare is about dwarf planets, and it's like one dwarf planet that says to the other that goes, Pluto may be bigger, but I got more mass. So
I love
that
it.
that's the line. That's the line. It's like hopscotch. A hopscotch kids is like great. They sing all these songs about different topics, boundaries, planets. And I don't know
So
if I've
good.
told you this, but there's countries in Europe, and there's Europe, Asia's neighbor. Sometimes they anyway, great song, and there's like all the things, and they know them all, and it's such a great way. So now kids are
But
like
what
just
was
learning songs.
yours in school? Do you remember?
I don't I don't remember what mine was in school.
Mine was, they taught us, my very extravagant mother just spent Uncle Ned's pay.
Ooh, oh, how misogynistic! And like
My
afterwards, you don't.
very, yeah. But also, like, what was what was mom doing with Uncle Ned that she was like spending his money? And what's going on there? What's
What's
going
going
on
on
there?
there?
That just hit me. Wait a minute. My
Yeah,
very
why?
extravagant
What?
mother just spent Uncle Ned's pay.
And I hopefully Uncle Ned is like not
Her
her
brother,
brother, but like,
right?
yeah, what's going on here?
Brother-in-law,
There's a lot.
maybe?
There's brother-in-law. There's too many questions now. I'm
There's a
not
lot
even
to unpack
wondering
there
about the planets. I'm not even wondering about the planets anymore. I'm wondering what's going on with Uncle Ned
between
and my
mom and Uncle
mother.
Ned. Yeah. Like, that just dawned on me where I'm like, wow, I have a lot of follow-up questions about mom and Uncle Ned.
Yeah, because now,
Interesting.
like, the things that you learn when you're a child, when you're smaller, and then you're like, they teach you about
Now you have
space and they
adult
teach you about.
context.
Now you have
You're
adult
like,
context, and you
what?
what had happened? Like, what happened to me?
What had happened
And like,
was,
what had happened was I learned about Jupiter, but then didn't realize misogyny was being baked into it.
yeah, yeah. That's how
Wild.
I knew it.
But yeah, I think when you sit there and think about it, like, of course, when I sit and think about like the massive, like how big space is, and also the expanding nature, but like going beyond that, like what's beyond that, it's exactly like the scene at the end of Men in Black, where like how like they
It's,
pull
they're playing
out and
marble. They're playing
and
like
they're playing
marbles with us.
marbles
Yeah. Yep.
with us, and you're like, what's to say that's not what's
Yep.
happening? Like, and it's our universe. And okay, I'm about to tell you one of my favorite facts about
Okay. Oh, I'm
space.
ready.
Like, okay, it's freaky, but so you know how they don't know, and you might already know this because you like know all about, you keep up on the space stuff. So they didn't realize a lot of stuff about why we got into the Big Bang, right? One of the theories, obviously, of how the universe was created was we started from, there was like nothing, and then there was a Big Bang. We don't understand how the energy got there. We don't understand where it came from. But more and more, what physicists and quantum physicists and like people like scientists are thinking is like there is probably a black hole at the center of every universe.
Yes.
Slowly eating up all the energy. But a lot of people are like, but wait, the natural conclusion is, where does that energy go? Right? Because it's eating up all this energy and it's like packing it into like a small amount. And they're like, oh, wait, it might explode on the other end. So, ladies and gentlemen, there are billions of black holes at the center, most likely, of each galaxy. And if you follow that line of thought, that means there are billions or infinite number of other universes at the edges of those black holes. Now, again, theory not proven. We're not too sure. Nobody has
But it's a
successfully
good
gone
theory.
through. It is a good theory. Nobody has successfully gone through a black hole. Lived,
Correction.
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey has successfully been through a black hole.
Fine. That's accepeptable in
It's
this
the bourbon
in this
talking.
line. It is.
That's the
It's
bourbon
fine.
talking.
And he make bourbon. I feel like he would, out of all the people, he would make a good bourbon.
If anything, I think he makes a whiskey out of Texas, but I'm not sure.
All right, because he lives in Texas, right?
Yeah. But big Washington Commanders fan.
Really?
Huge.
But why?
I don't remember.
Why?
I know I've looked it up. I don't remember.
Very interesting. On that note, everybody, our lives are a calling.
Yes.
And we, that is how one, disagrees respectfully about different topics, but still decides to talk more about said topic. And we really appreciate your time. And we have to go be parents now. So Elaine, take us out.
Stay interesting. Say bye.
Bye.
Good boy.
Bye. All right.